You just have to work on your mind. You need to work on yourself, or you need to work on whatever issues that are bothering you psychologically. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to another exciting episode of Pillow Talk with Dr. O. You already know. Yeah, that's me. And today we're still on the Premature Ejaculation series. And today what I'm going to be talking about is something very interesting. Like I said, I have so many male patients that write me, DM me, about this issue, which I know that men are so shy to talk about. So if you know someone that needs to see this video, please share it with them. If you're a lady, you're a guy, you have a friend that needs to see it, or you're a lady and your partner needs to see it, feel free to share this video because this video will really help them a lot. Okay, so let's jump right into it. So basically, let's even start with what exactly is premature ejaculation, because some people think that they have premature ejaculation problem when they don't. Okay, so we're not talking about people that want to last eternity in bed. Say, oh, I want to last 1 hour in bed, I want to last 2 hours, I want to last 24 hours. Those are not the people we're talking to. We're talking to the normal human beings that just want to last long, right? Normal time. And we're really calculating not from the time that you got an erection, but from the time you actually started penetrative sexual intercourse, right? That's where you start timing, not from before then, right? So basically, what are we saying? How do you diagnose that you have premature ejaculation? So if you meet any of these criteria, so basically you ejaculate or orgasm within 1 minute of penetrating or less, then you most likely might have this problem. Or if you are not able to delay your ejaculation as much as you would like, most of the time or all of the time, like if this happens every time or it happens most of the time frequently, then you probably have premature ejaculation problem. Or if you're so frustrated about having sexual intercourse because you think that you're going to ejaculate soon enough or you're not going to satisfy your partner in bed, right? And you're so frustrated that you have to even shy away from sexual activity, then you might actually fall under this category, right? So there are different criteria that have to be met, right? But all in all, if you feel like you fit into this criteria or you tick any of these boxes, then you might just have a problem with premature ejaculation. And today we're going to be discussing what actually causes it, because like I always say, one step to solving a problem is knowing what the problem is, or knowing that you even have a problem in the first place. Because some people even have problem and they don't know they have problem. That one is a different case entirely. But if you have a problem, you have a problem, then next step is to look for a solution. So now we're going to talk about what is even the cause of this problem, so we can know how to tackle it and we can know how to handle it. Before I talk about the problems, let me go ahead to say that we can categorize premature ejaculation into two different categories, right? So there is the primary one. Primary means that it's lifelong. You've had it since forever. So basically, from the first time you've ever had sexual intercourse up till date, you've never been able to control your ejaculation. You're always, orgasm before time, less than a minute and all that, right? There's never a time where you actually controlled your ejaculation. You were able to delay your ejaculation till you wanted, or you lasted longer than 1 minute. That's the primary problem. And there's this other category, acquired. These ones, they're the ones that in the past, in previous sexual encounters, they've lasted longer than a minute. They've been able to delay their ejaculation so their partner is ready. They've never had this problem of actually reaching climax or orgasm. I don't know if I'm saying the right English, but you get the point. Before time, right? So they've not had this problem, but all of a sudden or recently, they just noticed that this is happening and it's becoming frequent. So that can even be more worrisome because you've never even had to deal with this before. So you start to think, is there something wrong with me and all that? So now we're going to really, really discuss and find out what the problem might be. Because when you know the problem, then you're able to solve it. Let's categorize these problems, right? So that it's easier for you to understand. Now, when people are dealing with premature ejaculation, there are different things that might cause it. We have something that we call the psychological cause. So this one is where majority of men actually fall, right? It's psychological. Psychological means it's all in your mind. It's all in your head. You're imagining things, right? There's really nothing wrong with you. You just have to work on your mind. You need to work on yourself, or you need to work on whatever issues that are bothering you psychologically. And I'm going to be mentioning a few of them, right? And aside the psychological one, then we have the biological one. So when there's actually something wrong with your body, something wrong with your reproductive system or your hormones or whatever, this is when it's not about your mind, you're not imagining things, but there's actually something wrong with you, right? So this biological one is actually, the percentage of people that have this is actually much lower than the people that actually have psychological factors affecting their, ability to control their ejaculation or making them, orgasm before they would like to. So now that you know that there are two categories of problem, let's talk about them one by one. So let's start with the most common problem, which is probably your problem if you are watching this. That is the psychological factors. Some of the psychological problems that we have, one of the most common ones is the fear of failure. So before you even get to that point of having intercourse with your partner, you're already scared that you're going to fail. You're scared that you're going to orgasm before time. You're already scared that you're not going to satisfy your partner in bed. And fear is the enemy of success. If you're already scared, then more often than not, you're going to fail. So why not just work on your mind, right? Take it off your mind and just relax, okay? I have a video where I talked about tips for lasting longer in bed, right? You should definitely look out for that video. I'm going to link it down below, or it's going to come up in subsequent weeks. I'm not sure whenever, but look out for that video and make sure you watch. It's going to help you because I'm not going to have time to really explain all that in this video. But if you watch that video, for sure, you get the whole gist of what I'm saying, right? So make sure that you take away the fear of failure, delete it from your mind, erase it from your mind, right? You're not going to fail. And of course, like I always say, a supportive partner goes a long way in helping you to get over this problem. So get rid of the fear of failure. That's number one. Two, another thing that make people have this problem or have to deal with this problem is anxiety, which is still under fear of failure. So you're anxious, like, hey, what's she going to think of me? How is she going to think I'm good in bed? Maybe she has been with other people before. Is she going to be comparing them to me and all that? Hey, like I said before, relax, take a chill pill. It's not that deep, right? If you don't do well today, you do well tomorrow, right? At the end of the day, just be open with your partner about sometimes even your fears, right? You should be able to talk to your partner about your fears sometimes. I know it might make you feel less of a man, but it works and it helps, right? By the time you're done and you're doing well, you feel more of a man. So think about it. Another thing that makes people who have to deal with this premature ejaculation is if they have guilty feelings. When they're guilty, they're just sort of rushing through the whole process. And times when you see when people are guilty are, of course, what can make you feel guilty when you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing? So for example, you're cheating on your partner, right? Or you're having intercourse with someone you shouldn't be. Like maybe you don't even have any partner, but you're stealing someone else's partner, that kind of thing. So you might just be like rushing, like, oh, let nobody catch me. Or you're just feeling guilty, like, okay, let's quickly get over with this stuff. Or you just find yourself in that situation and you're just like, okay, I need to get over this fast. So in that kind of situation, you would most likely orgasm before you should, right? So that is one of the reasons where people have that premature ejaculation, when they are guilty and they're sort of rushing through the whole thing. So you might want to check, what am I doing? Is it right? Am I supposed to be with this person? Am I supposed to be doing it with this person? Could that be my problem? Am I feeling guilty somewhere deep down inside me, right? Just think about it. And if that's your problem, I guess you know what to do to solve it. Another category of psychological factors that can cause premature ejaculation is past history of sexual abuse. Some people, they were abused as very, very little kids. Some people were even abused as adults, because not only kids get abused. And some people, their very first sexual encounters were that of abuse, right? So even the whole act of sexual intercourse is sort of more traumatic than enjoyable to them. So men that have been through this might find it difficult to enjoy intercourse the normal way, and they might just orgasm before time, just psychologically, to just get through the phase, right? Some of them may not even know that this is what they're dealing with. This is actually the cause of their problem, right? Maybe after watching this video, you may realize that, oh, maybe that's why, right? If this is actually your problem, then you just might need to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist. You might need to see a therapist, basically, to discuss your issues and for them to help you get through this, because it takes time, it takes patience, and you might need the help of someone to counsel you and talk you out of that situation. Another major psychological factor that most men don't even realize is depression. When you are depressed, when your morale is just low, you're thinking, I have bills to pay, I cannot pay school fees, I can't pay my house rent, those kind of things, NEPA can even depress you. You not even know, you may not even realize that you're actually depressed, but depression plays a major role, because in the first place, for some men, even depression would even affect you being able to achieve an erection. So they start complaining that they have erectile dysfunction when they really don't. And then for those that successfully even achieve an erection, then they have a problem either keeping it or they orgasm too fast. So that's when we talk about premature ejaculation, right? So you might want to check, am I depressed about something? Am I feeling sad about something? Is there something I'm worried about? Am I okay? Is my mind free? Am I relaxed when I'm with my partner? Is there something bothering me really? That's what you just need to find out. Am I depressed about something? Is there something bothering me? Is there something weighing me down? Is there a reason why I can't, focus and just enjoy the moment with my partner and stuff like that? You might want to think about that. Sometimes talking with your partner helps, right? It helps to spot the problem and it helps to also solve it, right? A problem shared is half solved. So you might want to look into that. And then the last psychological factor I'm going to discuss today is poor body image. Actually, this is something that more women than men deal with, right? But even men deal with it. Especially the really vain ones that always like to do, like I have six pack, I'm too fine, I'm too fresh, this one, that one. So basically, some men feel like they don't look good enough, or maybe you feel like, oh, your partner before meeting you was dating a guy 6 feet tall, 6 pack, tall, dark, and handsome, everything, ticks all those boxes, and you are just there, short, with pot belly, that kind of thing. You're like, this girl might not like me, this is my wife. Maybe she might be thinking of someone else or that kind of thing, right? So you may just be feeling like you might have a poor body image. So you might feel that you look horrible, you look terrible, and your wife will probably not be sexually attracted to you, or she may be turned off by the sight of your body and all that. So you need to, you need to work on your self-confidence, you need to work on your self-esteem, and you need to discuss with your partner. Maybe hearing your partner say that, oh gosh, you look nice, you look great. I mean, if you didn't look good, I wouldn't be with you in the first place if I didn't think you look good. So it doesn't matter what other people think, right? People might be telling you, oh, you have a pot belly, you are short, you are fat, you are this here. That's their business. As long as your partner thinks you look good, that's all you need. I mean, is your partner that you're having intercourse with now? Are you having intercourse with the whole world? So what's your business with them? Don't care about what people think. Don't be focusing on people say, oh, your tummy is big, this one is that one, this one, that one. Nah. Don't think about that, right? And for some men, it's even about the size of their sexual organ. Some like, hey, I think it's too small. What would she think of me? Blah blah blah. Please, your partner likes you the way you are. And again, it's not about how big, it's about how well you use it. So always remember that, right? If anybody tries to tease you about it, remind them that it's not about how big, it's about how. Some people might have something that is big and they may not even know how to use it all. Big is not always even the best, right? So okay, I digress. Back to what we were saying. Body image really matters. It just takes you working on your self-confidence, working on your self-esteem, and working with your partner. And once you get past that phase, then the whole premature ejaculation thing might just come to pass, because you're not thinking, oh, she doesn't like me. When you're not enjoying it and you're just anxious, because that body image is going to bring the anxiety we talked about, that might actually make you orgasm on time, right? And that's even going to make matters worse, because already you're not feeling good about yourself, and then you're not satisfying your partner. That's just double trouble. You really don't want that for yourself. You don't want that extra drama, so just try to deal with it. Okay, so this episode is actually getting longer than I expected, right? Because we spent the whole time talking about everything about why we have premature ejaculation, right? So since I've spoken about the psychological causes, let's stop here and continue next week. Next week, we're going to talk about the physical or the biological causes of premature ejaculation, and most men experience the psychological causes. That's why I thought it more important to talk about that first before going ahead to talk about the physical or biological causes. So we'll talk about that next week. Stay tuned. Always remember that your sexual health is equally as important as your general health and well-being. See you next week.